Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me all right. I do remember G. Drew's name. I remember from what, but hey, we don't do IDs in chat. We do IDs in form. So put your ID in that form. It's in the pinned comment. It has been a while since I have done level requests. So, green light. That's right. Yeah, I do remember that level. Yeah, we're doing some level requests today. I'm going to wait for people to input their levels. So, yeah. Also, I wanted to change my the music in the background here. On my phone account, I have a very particular song that I love to use in the background instead of this main theme. And that song is... This is what's on my GD for ages now. Hey, Alexi Birder. So we're going to listen to this every time we go to the menu. I like this song because if I see a rate that I don't like or don't think it deserves rate, I'm just greeted with this song when I exit it, you know? And it's like, it's all silly. It's all for fun. Helps keep down the stress levels and the rage, so. All right. Still only one response in the form so far. So we'll see if that gets bigger. You can send me any unrated level, I will play them all. Yeah, go ahead, ask it, Alexi Birder. We still gotta wait a little bit for stuff to be loaded in. Hope we are all having an awesome day today. I have had an interesting day today. Drivers everywhere have gotten worse because it's the Super Bowl, day before the Super Bowl. Put it in the forum, Samugatum. There's a forum pinned in the pinned comment. Put it in the forum. I don't like giving out the moderator role to people I don't know well, Alex. So I'm gonna hold off for now. No, you're not late. We're still waiting for requests, so please use the form. All right. We're going to do first 5 in order. We got 4 so far. If we don't get any more requests, I will just, I guess, try to beat Always Forever. I got to get an update out for that. All right. We'll play this level by Zoom. Start things off here. But yeah, drivers everywhere have been pretty bad. I think it's because Super Bowl's happening tomorrow. So... Love! I did play this level briefly, but I didn't play with the color. I believe the color is supposed to be red. Color 11 and color 19. Oh boy, that's asking a lot. Color 11 is what? I found color 19. Oh boy. This is why I have this song. I gotta find this color, so we're gonna... It's gonna be like a montage, like one of those funny videos. Where's color 11? Zoob, help me out here. What am I looking for? Oh, color 11 and color 19. Okay, so I already using color 19, but where's color 11? The bright red. That's color 9. Am I tripping? That's color 9. You meant 9. Okay. That's a good thing to update. Make sure your colors are correct. Let me read what you said here. Experience the old 1.5 aesthetic. That's awesome. Let's give it a play and we'll take a break from this song. Ooh, very click syncy. And by that I mean like gotta kinda click immediately. This certainly does look like the old 1.5. Oh boy. I gotta go up there. Yeah, this certainly reminds me of the old 1.5. I think this right here, that's easily skippable. If you want them to hit the orbs, you probably should add a saw down there. Kind of making that forceful, because I think what you can do is flip upside down, and that might ruin some gameplay. Let's see if we can... Yeah, if we could do something like this and become upside down. So I would definitely look into patching that. Making it forced that you have to hit both of those. I love the background pulsing in this part. This part, there's a lot of freeform mentality, I guess, in the flying part. And it's a lot easier than the beginning. So I would recommend maybe putting more saws in here. Even if it's bad gameplay, we don't have to make boring gameplay, alright? So I would actually recommend putting in more saws. Just to fill in some of that space. I love the slopes you made. That's really cool. A nice fake. Right. I'd recommend pulsing the line here. Something I notice old levels love to do is they love pulsing line color. So, form is the same. So I would like some red line color pulsing there. Could be really awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. For what it was trying to represent, I think it does a really good job. Now, I will say, gameplay, if you're going for a rate, might not be the most well executed. Especially with some of that empty stuff I mentioned inside the mini UFO. So, but it wasn't bad. I really like the aesthetic you're going for. Maybe polish up some of the gameplay. Maybe add a little bit more line color interactions. Really cool stuff, though. I think you requested Demon for this, so... Yeah. Yeah, awesome stuff. Put us in folder 8. I love this as a background song. This works so well. Sorry, I'm... Alright. We do the first 5 in order, we'll do the next one. Okay, who submitted a level by me? Which level is this? 1, 2, 5. This is Golden Haze. Oh, for God's sake. This is why I have this music playing, okay? Who put this in? Can I do it? My guy, the contest has been over for weeks. That does not count in our first 5. Alright, next one. Oh, are you... Oh, I didn't copy the ID. Let me try that again. There we go. Alright, let's take a look here. It says Classic 6 to 9. Glowy atmosphere is the reason you made the level. I think there's more reason but over that. Like, did you make this for fun? Did you make this to try some things out? Did you make it to tell a story? I think that would help me understand the level more, you know? Because I find intention behind the level's creation to be very important. So why is it called Croc-Spell? I would love to know that. That's important for me. And based on how well you achieved that, allows me to give you better feedback. This is a really cool style. Is it an 8-star? Not sure. Alright, I feel like the style got a lot stronger in that previous part. Parts like this feel a little messy to me, and that's because you kind of just got objects filling the space instead of the objects having an intention to be there. Like the clouds that kind of like layer over the other blending stuff looks a little on the messier side. Especially here, we got some layering in the blocks where there's some black overlaying the outside lines. That's what creates messiness in a level, when they kind of got like stuff layering over the top. Very easy to do this with blending and opaque stuff, like how it's in the background. I would almost say put the pillars above the, or the glow above the faded blocks there. You could send the layout, Shaken. Yeah, I'd appreciate layouts. All right. Yeah, like this looks a little bit messy. It's not terrible, but I'm trying to look inside the blocks there. Yeah. It just needs a little bit of cleaning up, honestly. There's some really good stuff there. I wanted to play the beginning again. I actually like this camera filter at the beginning. This, the invisible blocks are really cool. However, it compositionally doesn't all work well together, I guess. I fixed some of the, like, you can see there's some layering issues with the lines, like over here on the left there and elsewhere. I'd recommend fixing that, making sure stuff doesn't layer over the other. And then maybe adding some like this part. That looks really good color-wise. I'd recommend focusing on colors like that. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation. I thought the gameplay was honestly fine. Maybe a bit too hard for Insane, so I would watch out for that. I think this is actually more of a 9-star to a demon, so I'm not sending to mods, no. I did put forth a proposal. I haven't heard back yet. That's okay. Mods are busy, so if I played it, I'll just skip it. It's all good. You can send in. Actually, I don't know if I have allowing sending in. You can edit your response, the Buzz. You can edit your response if you've already sent me to that level. So if you think you already sent it to me, you can feel free to edit that response, and it should be all fine. I did allow edit access, I believe. So yeah. Anyway, that level was cool. I'd recommend polishing some things up, making sure we don't have like messy edges, and maybe choosing some better colors, especially for that beginning section. Because, fun fact, RobTop likes looking at the beginning of the levels the most. So a strong beginning usually indicates a strong response. Okay, this is level 3 in our queue. Bye by G Drew. Okay, is this the level you chose? Unknown Live? Oh, is this a quit level? Let me take a look. Oh dear. This is the submission? Are we sure? Oh, did he leave? No. No, he made Green Light. Green Light was a pretty interesting entry in my contest. Well, that's disappointing. I'm not gonna put that level in the folder. It's not really a level. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he comes back to it. Because he had a lot of potential. Alright, Alex Eberter, Rain Bop. Alright, let's take a look at this. Any recommended colors? It look like I'm changing back to my yellow. Okay, and let's take a look at what you said. 1 to 5 star. Inspired by other people's modern levels, so I decided to make this one. Alright, trying a new style. That is lovely to see. And you're going for like the themed modern. It looks like. Okay, we got some bit of area effects going on. What I'd if you have an area effect going on like over here, how you got that area tint, you should also have it go on in this part as well. I think that'd look awesome. Also, is it intentional to use the corner here? Because that's not the full block, that's the corner. And that looks a little odd. So I'd recommend maybe changing that to the full block so that it stays consistent. Yeah. Color-wise, I'm not sure how well these colors work. This purple pastel is really hard to blend in with stuff, and we got like a kind of a sea green background. So that might be something to be cautious about. Something that could look really cool, adding like very subtle like gradients. Like think of like a blending white on the top, kind of showing you what surfaces you can land on. That could be awesome. Yeah, we got more of that area tint. I'd recommend doing that area tint all the way through too. It's a very subtle effect and it works really well. These moving pillars could even maybe be on an opacity. An opacity could be cool. Yeah, I think it's just some general execution things, visual-wise, that I'd recommend maybe seeing if you can blend better together. Like, can you fit every aspect of the decoration piece together? Background, does that background match the blocks? Do the blocks match the extra deco that's in the air? Does it match the saw designs? Because at the moment, it's not bad, but compositionally, everything kind of sticks out, you know? Like, even the interior of the block sticks out from the rest of the blocks. So, I would recommend maybe experimenting around, see if you can get everything to kind of work together. This background is really, really nice, and sets up well for that. So, and then maybe consider turning these moving pieces to a bit of opacity so that they're not catching your eye as much, you know? You got a great start on Modern there. If you need tips, you can talk to NLK in chat. They might be floating around. They are a Modern builder and are very good at the style. So, yeah, that'd be my recommendation. Hey. Right. This is going to be the 4th level in our queue that we're playing. Before we switch to random. We switch to random after 5. Slay Circles by Xanax. Dedicated to my favorite streamer, and I also want a rate-worthy level on my account. I expect the play to experience fun and nostalgia basically with it being a 9 circles level with a modern touch. Okay, 9 circles modern touch. You're going for a rate on it. That means I'm going to be putting in my rate mode mind. My mind's in rate mode, so feedback might be a little bit more specific in terms of that. So let us check it out. Looks like we got some victors. That's awesome. No recommended color. I think we're good to go. Okay, first off, right off the bat, you come into the level seeing this really bright BG. I would almost recommend, you might find it beneficial to start with a black, like top 4 overlay that when you start the level, fades to opacity 0. So black fades to opacity 0. That way you have time for your background to shrink down in opacity as well. I love the area tint. That is a great modern touch. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff here. I would almost recommend maybe putting some of this background stuff on a little bit of a lower opacity, kind of telling you, hey, this is actually in the background, you know? Because at the moment it can look a little bit on the messy side, I guess. Ooh. Can't tell if I'm bad or if that's hard. Oh, and this, add some lines on the other side of these blocks. And make sure this doesn't layer. Currently, do you see we have layering right here? That's going to be stuff that, it's small, but every small thing adds up and allows it to look a little bit messier than it should, you know? And generally speaking, people like to see clean levels rated, so that'd be my recommendation. Make sure that is not layering there. Oh, interesting. You're having the 9 circles part before the drop? Instead of switching to black, I'd recommend maybe changing it to a dark pink. Black is a little bit contrasting, which with your pink background looks a little, because you got dark pink in the background, it looks a little bit too contrasting, you know? I'd recommend switching between black, like a dark pink, and the light pink. Yeah. And with the saws as well. The saws kind of look like just shapes and beat saws, so that's pretty cool. Looks like we're using player colors there. That's zoomed in really far, really fast. Maybe a more gradual zoom in. Like, it's zooming, 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 zooming in, and then it plays the drop, and as you quickly zoom out. That might be cool, where you gradually zooming in, zooms out, and then move on to the next part. That could be awesome. I think that'd fit better as well. Don't be afraid to pulse your outside blocks as well. That could be awesome too. Those pulsing with the music, even though it's not the 9 circles effect, could add a lot to it. I do like this traveling tunnel, I think, part here. That's really cool. And honestly, I think some movements could be very cool. Like very, very slight movements. Like it's only moving in like an eighth of a block in and out could really add a lot to the motion of the song. Oh, that is a hold. Awesome. Yeah, I really think the white outline should be pulsing as well. Not like, you know, in sequence like the other stuff is, but like just having a little bit of a pulse to the music. Just getting like slightly darker and slightly lighter. Ooh, a spider pad. Honestly, if you want a modern interpretation, use those spider pads even more. That helps set yours out from a lot of the other 9 circles levels. But I could also understand why if you'd rather stay more nostalgic. That is totally fine, so. Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, we do have some really solid stuff going on. With the deco working in with itself, I do think there's some elements that are standing out too much. Like the black in the 9 circles section instead of being like a dark pink. The white just staying as is. So look at those things. Make sure that when you have the movements, it's not overlapping the spikes in the ball section. And that everything's just like, it feels natural, you know? We got some inconsistencies. So I say if you fix those up, you've got a really solid level right there. Yeah, I can definitely see we have a great start. We just need to go the extra mile with the execution and the designs to really solidify it. All right, I think one more level and we move to the random queue. We have 14 responses in this form. So high chance y'all levels will get played. Crazy continuations, short level. Okay. I'm gonna real fast make sure this level is fine. So let me just hide GD real fast. I'm gonna make a copy. I don't want to risk what happened to that one stream. Looks to be a layout. Okay, it's just a short layout. That's fine. All right. Oh, I mean, that's... All right, let's give this a play. Oh, I need to check the... I don't remember what level it is, but I think it is the beach on water that to be continuation of Tsunami by Online, but I don't remember what level is this. Oh, this level's a layout. So, not sure if that's the level you wanted. Oh, you wanted beach and water, didn't you? Let's do that one instead. No, let's check out beach and water. Ooh, okay, interesting gameplay. Not sure how many people would enjoy that, but I don't play Hard Demons, so I can't say. Also, I don't have Jukebox, so we're gonna be playing with some silence here. I don't know the Tidal Wave song off the top of my head, so can't hum it for you. Hey, almost. Yeah, this gameplay is kind of annoying. I'd actually, this might be from Tidal Wave type gameplay as well, so. We. That is certainly hard. I assume this stuff won't be auto in the final version you have. Seem to be entering. I think you need to scoot your size portal forward because I seem to be shrinking and just crashing. So I would recommend doing that. Scoot your size portal just a little bit forward there. Wow, that is a difficult gap. Okay. Might take a look at this in the editor. Yeah, so that's really difficult. I'm sure that works with the music. Is this a swing? That is a swing. Ooh. God, I didn't go any farther. Then some UFO spam. This is kind of generally frowned upon in levels. People don't like doing spam like that. Okay. Ooh, you got to go all the way over that. That's interesting. Yeah. This is a really hard layout. You might have a hard time finding someone to beat this. And a spider, oh, you gotta go through that. Yeah. Looks like for the right players, that could be fun. I am not one of the right players. I can't beat levels that hard, so. Thanks for sharing it, though. Hey, you made a 1 on 9 level? That's awesome. Alright, we're switching to random, so I get to ask old Google. 4 numbers to generate me. We got 15 in form. Feels nice to be streaming again, so. We'll find number 8. Oh my god. Who submitted Bread King's level? I don't think Bread King's in chat, is he? This level is cool. I don't remember what it's recommended, but I'm going to give these colors, so. Yeah, I do recommend easy levels before top ones. So they just say Ada Carnus 1.6. If you've not played Ada Carnus, it was an event level that is like very gothic, blood-centered, like think of like satanic cult in like the 14th century type thing. Really cool level. Also kind of a little hard on the eyes. I never actually beat it. I gave it an attempt and then I died in a place where I couldn't see. But this is a remake of that level using entirely 1.6 limitations, including the object limit. Just really awesome. Ooh, that's a little hard to see. Oh, that's why there's a micro pulse. Yeah, this is all like really well done. The pulsing's really cool. I think it's also really reminiscent of the original. But what's mental is that this stayed within the object limit at the time. I think that's one of the coolest parts. There are some parts that I think visually don't look amazing, but that is because of the limitations with the objects, I think. Like this part, there's a lot of empty space. This is one of the coolest things. They did actual animation in 1.6. That's by repeatedly flashing the screen black and the other color. You're able to create that element by falling. Really cool gameplay here. You can tell a lot of thought went into the creation of this. And it's really, really well done. Actually, quite surprised this isn't rated yet. I tried to make an animation in 1.0, like briefly. I did a little bit like this inside Fluorescent Forests, but I didn't quite do it at the level they're doing it here. Yeah. Really, really well done level. I would send this. I'm not sure if I'd send it for a rate or a feature, because there is a lot of parts where the quality isn't upheld to like the modern day. But I also understand that they went by the object limit. So I'd probably send it for a feature due to its limitations, but it is a very well done level. For sure. Yeah, thanks to whoever submitted that. I've been meaning to play through the entirety of that, so Awesome. Hey, Daily Blockman, thanks for being in chat. All right, we got 16 requests. And I pulled request 16. Whoever just entered their request, your level's getting played. Imperial Arctic. It is your lucky day. Reminiscence. 1 to 9 level created for fun. I make my level for fun. That is great. It is a 1.9 level. Is it reminiscent of anything in particular, Imperial Arctic? You like the pun I did there? Based on the lack of reactions, I'm guessing that was cringe. So, we will move on from that. 10 stars. Alright. What did they say it was? They said it was a 6 to 9. Oh, hold up. Maybe it's on the border. Oh, hold on. I wanted to change back to yellow. We don't want a bloody skull going through this. A lot of that gameplay is skippable. I'd recommend looking through that, making sure that you can't skip that. And general rule of thumb, I think this is good for any type of level. Pad should be connected to something. Like, put a block here. It's as simple. It could be even as simple as that block. The arts are really well done. I like that cloud pulsing block. I'd make sure that you don't... I'd maybe raise some of those portals just to make sure you don't die by timing it wrong. Okay. Again, some of the gameplay might be skippable here. I'd watch out for that. That transition's also a little weird, so... I like the ideas you're using in this, though. Ooh. Swigcopter. I prefer Ballcopter, honestly. That may be a girl in the forest. I love, like, theme blocks. Like, the block itself has the entire theme in it. I love that. I want to see more of that. Like, a level built up of just many different theme blocks would be really, really cool. Transitional-wise, maybe fill in the black all the way down to the floor just so that it doesn't look like you can see the bottom of it. Simple thing to do. Would help with the transitions between stuff. Transitions can be hard. For reference, in case you're wondering, Imperial Arctic, you are not able to change this ground spike's color in 1.9. So I don't know if you care about that in particular, but that is something to keep in mind. So this ground spike used to only be black in 1.9. It was unable to change its color. That was added in 2.0. Okay, and this UFO setup is not great. Oh, wow, that is... Not sure how you want me to answer that. Wait. Am I just supposed to do two taps? Now that is hard. I would fix that. Yeah, I don't know why you said 6 to 9. This is a demon. Holy. Now that was cool. I didn't know you could do that. These blocks are awesome. That's awesome. I would a level where I had an entire wave part like that, I would love that. I love like blocks like that. I would love to see even like more stuff going on. Like more 1.9 animations during some of the black sections. I think it'd be cool because we got a lot of just empty sections. Even like the saws pulsing here add a lot. Yeah, love that ending title. That's really cool. So, yeah. Awesome level you made for fun. I would recommend even filling in some more sections. Making sure that you're following by maybe the 1-9 restrictions if you're interested in that in particular. But yeah, for a level made for fun, that is certainly a wonderful project. I always love to see a level made for fun. All right. What is next on the docket? 12. Crimson 77 level. Is Crimson in chat today? Cold map. Frost demons are unleashed and you are freezing in the world. Only one can survive. Will that be you? Or you perish too. Verified by Lonnie. Forwarded from the Platinum GPS. I think that's the 1.9 GPS. Hard and insane demon. Waiting for fun and to get a rate. So I know you're 1.9 creator. Looks like we also got some Frost Demon lore. You are also using 1.9 GDPS. Well, we got some lore here. Frost demons are unleashed. You're freezing the world. You need to survive it, basically. So that's what we're working at. I will switch to Frozen Scully for this one. Let's take a look. Oh boy, this might be too hard for Frozen Scully. That's a really cool design. Am I supposed to hit that? Nah. I don't think so. No, that's what it's supposed to do. Ugh, these are always a little difficult in practice mode. There we go. The designs are really nice for this. I really like the icy glassy designs. Those look really cool. Like you're using some like invisible blocks for them up there. That works really nicely. At some point, some background elements do become a little messy, like the cloud layering with the bricks right there. I'd recommend maybe making sure some of those are separated. That's more of a nitpick thing, though. What does that say? Frost Castle. Okay, I personally don't like the saws in here. I don't know if those work very well. And like the castle blocks, I think should be a little bit more obvious. Right now they're a little hard to see. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of this part. Come on, Chip. You can make it through that. There we go. And you survive the cold? I don't know if I can. I mean, the gameplay feels pretty comfortable for the difficulty you're going for. So, which is uncomfortable for me, but it's because I'm not a very good demon grinder, especially when I'm playing it for the first time. I would maybe even add a little bit more to these blocks and kind of just have the standard 1.9 blocks in them. Oh, those are fantastic. That's the type of block design I love to see. Especially those edges are really cool. So I'd recommend fixing the ones that are more basic, just adding like a little bit of something into them. Even like if it's just like a little bit of like a snow feel with some glow. I have to jump here, don't I? Yeah. I don't think Frozen Scarlet likes that jump. Oh, is it as simple as a hold, maybe? Let's try this again. I think it is a hold. Ah, it's a hold. Oh my god. Run all out on this duel. There we go. Woo! That was a tough duel. I'm sure that works great once you know it, but man, that was hard to learn. Nitpick thing, I would continue. See where that background cuts off? I would continue that all the way through. Especially since it's going to be black, so. Yeah, those ice block designs are so cool. Awesome. Yeah, that is really solid. There are some blocks that I did not like in that, but I don't think those took away too much from it. That is would be a solid feature in my book. I do believe I would send that for a feature. Because I do think the gameplay is fun for the difficulty you're going for. So, nice job, Crimson. I'll give that a demon rating. Whew. That was a difficult one. That is all right. All right. Next one is 13. Spark Twee has sent us a level. Silence. First level of the Blank Arc. Ooh. Let's see what they put in the description here. To feel like they are on a wild ride. It is the first part of a series of upcoming levels. I love some series levels. That is some of the best ways to create because it gives you anticipation for the next creation thing. It keeps people engaged. And when the next level comes up, people are like, oh, I want to see the previous levels, and they play it again. That's a good way to keep your audience engaged. Oh, I need to get Frozen Scully out of here. Deetha! All right. All right, so let's take a look here. What it always starts with. And we're looking for Wild Ride as the theme here. Oh, that was a... Wow, this is really cool. Now, okay, I will say the background color here, I don't personally like. I guess the colors here in general, that weird purple. Purple's a strange color because it changes depending on the device you're using. If you're using a tablet, that purple would be a lot different in color. So I would watch out on your color usage there. It looks a little weird, in my opinion, on my device. Yeah. Camera filters, maybe a little bit on the extreme side, but I think works well for what you're going for. Definitely feels like a wild ride. And I don't mind them, so. Oh, see ya, Fireblaze Blast. Thanks for joining the stream. I will say this feels really short. And for me personally, I don't know if I could send a 40-second level longer than, or for more than a just star. Or just a star rate. Because if this level was at least a minute long, that's a solid feature, for sure. Maybe, depending on how interesting the colors are and effects are, could even potentially be higher than that. But for 40 seconds, I think that would be a star rate send, personally. But, yeah. I think you match the energy you were going for very well. Especially since how non-energetic the song was. So, you did a good job kind of bending that, I guess. Can I make a level for you? You can if you'd like. Yeah, really cool Spark Tweak. I'd love to see more of that series when you create it. All right, 14 levels to get through. We pulled number 11. Me, I guess, Kinaruma 1, 2, 3. I got a lore. Oh boy, we have some lore. Okay. Fever Escape Preview 3. Alright, we got some cool concepts in the please finish. Probably alright. Alright. July 25th, 2007. An experiment in Alaska gone wrong. They were trying to make people dream, and the scientists can control whatever is in their dream. But an error occurred, making the patient dream for eternal. It was a dark void. And a platform come up. They who are in the experiment now has been in a dream of hell. Interesting. So, does Alaska have anything in particular to do with it? Or is that just kind of setting the scene? Regardless, let's take a look. Nah? Alright. Alright. I would recommend an arrow pointing down to these things, because the player doesn't know those are portals. The player's going to jump. Player's going to jump over like that. So I would recommend maybe making that a little bit more obvious. You're supposed to enter that. Like have maybe some effects coming around. Same thing with the orb eyes. Add an arrow to at least the first one saying, hey, you need to tap this. You know? I'm liking the stuff, though. This is really cool. No, the orb eyes are really hard to see. You know, what you could do is you could actually have it go... I don't know if this would work with your lore, Josh Evans, but what you could do is instead of the eye opening when you hit it, you could have the eye close when you hit it. And that kind of tells the player... That makes the player... It helps the player see where to tap, you know? Because it's easier to see an open eye than a closed eye. Just something to keep in mind if you wanted. I'm not sure if that messes up the lore or not, but... Oh, this is in progress. I'm like, why did my flashlight freeze in midair? Really good use of the camera effect. It's very subtle, but it adds a lot. I'm gonna play through it one time. I always jump there. I'd add an arrow just saying, hey, down here. That would help, at least for the first one. Yeah, this looks really cool. Have you considered maybe doing a staticky effect in the background with particles? Just having like very like rapid particles in the background, kind of adding a little bit to the maybe like the scrambling of the dream. I'm not sure if that works in your lore. I think that could be interesting. I really like the flashlight in this part. I like how it just swings around. And the big, like, long spikes work really well. You know how to make that? I think it's just experimenting around with the particle trigger. Keep it in mind at the very least. You got a really good thing going here. That is a solid level. Really like the ideas you're pulling through. The lore is great. Make sure to put that in the description or some form of it so other people can know as well. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. I really like that. All right, number 6. Flamey 7021. The only description of it is Hollow Knight. It is a hard, insane demon. Breaking the Seal. Ooh, wow, this is a very liked level. And people love it. Is this the fan-made Hollow Knight level? If so, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play through most of it. But I can guarantee you this would be like at least an epic send for me, just even before playing it. I pressed button. Oh, I need to press one of those buttons. Oh, because I'm in platform mode. Duh! We'll look at a little bit of this. 2 to 4 hours? I don't have that type of time. Like, look already at the attention to detail that they already added to this. That's insane. Like with the dust particles and stuff. That's mental. What's my player 2 button? Oh, I don't have player 2 yet, do I? Oh, I can't kill them while stepping on them. Okay. I've never played Hollow Knight, so, yeah, this is really cool. Blocks look a bit saturated. I don't know if that's like something in Hollow Knight, though. Oh, I fell for that so hard. Down here. Ooh. Big bucks. So it sent me way down here. Ooh. Okay then. Just noticed that one. Yeah, I don't have the time to play this, but there's a massive rock shining with glyphs. You cannot read the words written on it. I can read. Try me. Oh. Wow, I still have your mind with you. If I were to seek in the Eternal Kingdom. Glad that guy's not fighting me. Still can't read it. Oh, Hollow Nest. Okay. Man, this is really cool. Well, I guess my question would be, does this violate any terms and service rules? I don't know what Hollow Knight's copyright is. That'd be the only thing that I'd be hesitant about when deciding to send this. Because it looks like a lot of it is GD assets. Oh man, that's so cool. But like these assets look like they might have been taken from the game, you know? Not sure if I would send that or not. I might have to like ask other mods what they'd recommend. Because if this was like a standalone, it'd be like a legendary mythic send from me. It's very well done. But given that it is based off of an already existing game, it becomes a little bit more difficult. You're joking! I'm in the middle of a cutscene, you Okay, whatever. Very cool level. I'm gonna, for sake of time, I'm gonna move on from it, but that is a level I would definitely send. They don't even have creator points. That's mental. Yeah, that's mental. Absolutely. Alright, we got number 9. McChicken. Limbo. Okay, here's the thing, McChicken. This actually wasn't an entry to the contest. You never entered it in the contest. So I've never played this level. So I don't know. I don't think you can say my second entry into Scully Amps 100 Critter Contest when he never actually put it in the form and entered it in the contest, you know? So I would say change that description. But I'd be happy to play it. Do you recommend a color? Drop top sound level, no color. Okay. Pulse just feels slightly late. That could be a mobile to computer conversion. Okay, McChicken. These dots are not from 1.0. They are from 1.8. See ya, Unknown Live. Thank you for joining. So please keep that in mind when you build 1.0. Do not build with these dots. The only dots we had in 1.0 were the corner blocks from the grid set. Did I really just jumped in that portal? Wow. This is some really cool stuff. Alright. Other thing is your legacy physics aren't turned off. So we still have the new ship gravity. That's a really minor nitpick though. I like that flip part. You actually have to use your brain. Always love when levels do that. That's a cool design. a bit of a blind orb up there. Be careful of your blind taps. I love the pulsing you're doing. Some of the pulses are off. I do think that might just be a switch between devices. Yeah, you got a couple of blind jumps. I'd be very cautious about that. Yeah, it's just a couple of them here and there. Now, this is a great, simple, classic style. I guess a great neoclassic style. Yeah, that pad there is awesome. Was that a song splice I heard? I love to see people do that. Would maybe add some background pulses in that, but that's entirely up to you. Yeah, that's a blind jump. I could not tell there was an orb coming up there. I would highly recommend making sure those are in the level as few times as possible. But it is ultimately your choice. Bringing back that portal concept, I like that. I got the coin! Oh, wait. Oh, I'm supposed to hit those orbs! I thought you were faking me out. How many orbs are there? Yeah. We talked about the dots earlier. Because those are not for 1.0. Yeah, I highly recommend doing 1.0 community stuff. I see that's talking about in chat. We could use more levels for that. I was actually thinking about doing a stream where I tier list 1.0 community levels, if that's of any interest to anybody in the future. Yeah, really nice. Once again, I'd say focus on those blind jumps. Get rid of them if you can. Blind jumps aren't fun, but very cool level. Love a good classic styled 1.0 level. Alright. Not having too much in terms of requests here. That's alright. That means we might be able to get through everything. So, that would be a first. Right. Just rated demon. You're probably going to need to beat it in practice mode. Easy, medium, demon. Change of boss. Seems to be a change of scene inspired level for April Fool's Day. Okay, that is good to know. 6 months ago. Bosses have no indicators, blind jumps. This might not be a serious level that we're looking at. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think we're dealing with a serious level here, but... Alright. I think we gotta stay in the middle, right? Oh, come on. Cool. Looks like again some experimentation with boss fights. That's awesome. Of course, I'd always recommend filling in the background a little bit more stuff. At the moment, it feels a little bit on the empty side, you know? Oh, I gotta keep... Oh, they're not multi-played. There is a way you can set your orbs to multi-activate. Interesting. Well, I like that use of the time warp trigger. That was really fun. Wow, he is so angry at me. He's doing anything to get me right now. I have a triple click setting on my mouse, so it makes that really easy. Yeah, this is an actual level I'd recommend putting in some effort with designs, but I don't think that's the intention of this level, so we're just gonna enjoy it. Hopping on the clouds. We got blown up by winds. A little bit too high with the winds. Supposed to jump into that? Oh, I bet I was. Yeah, I was supposed to jump. That's a little unclear, but... Ooh, that's such a hard orb to hit. There we go. I want to see people use that time warp trigger more often. Oh no, is this the final boss? Those are cool. I noticed the background hasn't changed color the entire time. All of these guys are dead. That's not 90%, that's 85%. We gotta fight this guy. Bum, bum. Not a lot's happening in this boss fight. Okay, that's a good use of the glitch trigger effect. Very interesting. That's a lovely April Fool's level. I rolled number 1. Fruit Bowl. Freedom 10! Yay, I can now get to look at this. Alright, Fruit Bowl. What color do I use for Freedom 10? Unfinished, so it isn't all that hard, but this is the first preview for Mega Collab Freedom 10, which I'm hosting. Get myself better at Little Collab hosting and 1.0 creator. Share this creator community in the 1.0 Jump Trash. Okay, yep, this is the 1.0 version. Is there a color I need, Fruit Bowl? If not, I will just play. Any works, blue is recommended. I will use Giga Collab Blue. Wait. I checked this transition. I don't know if that works right now. Something's very varied. So fix that. That's going to become a problem later. Second orb is a buffer. Even still, people are not going to see it as a buffer. I'd recommend doing that as pads or making sure that no matter what you do, you can get through that. Because people are going to say that that's a bug. That always happens with stuff that needs to be buffered. This part's really pretty. This part could maybe use a little bit more detail, in my opinion. It's very, very basic. Oh, this is the final stretch part? Oh. We're just holding that? Sort of. Alright, that's a little hard. I don't know if the orbs are supposed to be skipped there, but I think it's easier to skip them. Something to keep in mind. Empty parts aren't done. Yep, that's to be figured. That's fine. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Those structures aren't really connected anywhere. I'd recommend connecting them, or you can tell whoever built this part to maybe connect the structures. This part's really cool. That's really hard. I'd recommend raising that. I know it's supposed to be like a late click on the orbs, but once again, people are going to assume that it's impossible or imbalanced. As people always do. Those little Timmies do be out there. Yeah, same thing here. I'd maybe make that a little easier. Unless you're going for a little hard. Excellent ending. An excellent ending title there. Balancing comes soon. Okay, that's right, that's right. Yeah, seems to be coming along well. I would double check in on some of those less decorated parts. So, as well as if there's something that's just kind of hanging in the air, maybe add some supports to it. Supporting is always cool. Helps give things a bit of like belonging, that it feels like it's actually part of the part, you know? Yeah. Yeah, the ending is really good. It's fun, and it works well visually for what the rest of the level seems to be doing so far. Alright. Let us generate a new number. 4. Shaken, your level. Let's see what you gave me. 8-Bit Symphony. I like making layouts 2.2 and 2 minutes long. Just wondering if you can play layout on stream. I can play layouts on stream. Layouts are stuff I can give feedback to. Free Deco layout 1 year ago. You got 500 likes on this thing. That's crazy. No problem, Fruit Bowls. Hope it's helpful. Let us take a look. Oh my. I don't know. And you see that guy again. Beautiful. Crazy layout. You added so much stuff to it. The style of this song reminds me of an song artist. What's their name? No, luck, you would know this one. What's that 8-bit artist's name? Is it Rolls Music? Something like that? I don't know if I'd call this a layout check, and this is like a partially decorated level. Layouts are usually a lot more simple than this. Like this is... Wee. I mean, I do understand having like some of that stuff where it like switches to that red or that green, because you're kind of telling people the direction you want that section to take, which for a layout you're offering is always a good thing. Always including like hints of the direction you want things to be at is great habit to get into. Shows that you do really care about the layout and the way that it turns out. Seems like it's a very fun layout. This part's crazy. That part was awesome. Oh, a little hard to see where I am on this because what am I doing here? What? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, I switched to this wave. That's really unclear. Look at that end screen. Oh my goodness. That's so good. Yeah, I would maybe make the player visible when you switch over to the wave. Yeah, I'm talking about roll music and like a... Sounds a lot like roll music with the way that like the melody is structured. Yeah, this is an awesome level, and I think the 541 levels likes already tell you that. I don't have anything else to say. That's really well done, except for maybe show the wave in that section to let them know, hey, player, you're taking over. Because that's pretty unclear. All right. Let's see what Google wants us to play now. 8. Fungi has sent in a level. Gravity teaser. Sick level, 100% will get rated. W level, Okay, this looks to be pretty safe. Platformer with a gimmick no one else has thought of so far. Well, let's take a look at that. I'm not going to skip. It's my first time playing. Connected. Everything ready? Yes, sir. The new prototype is ready for testing. All right, let's bring in the next subject. Subject has been brought into the chambers. Hello, player. What do you want now? Your task is to complete the rooms using the newly made prototype of the Gravity Chambers. If the test goes well, you may be able to get back to Earth in one piece. If you also comply, that is. Let us get this over with. I'm getting sick of the space testing. I couldn't read all that. Maybe slow that down. I don't know if I need to be in practice mode for this, actually. It looks to be a room. Alright. Blue gravity buttons rotate the gravity counterclockwise. Press P button to proceed. Soon to add sound effects, more rooms, more variations, more mechanics. Maybe better than the intro. Yeah, for the intro, slow down the text. I would highly recommend doing that. Or maybe you can make it click text after a little bit. Let's take a look here. Yeah. If you're going to do something like this, it could be cool if the boxes fall. I don't know if that's a planned thing. But I think having some of those like box decorations fall could be really cool too. It's counterclockwise. I don't think I was supposed to activate that yet, but that's fine. This is really cool so far. At the moment, it feels a little stale. I'd recommend maybe adding stuff going on in the black around it, or maybe just having like some slight pulsing in the green blocks. You know, just to keep it interesting. So I'm going to scrub more one button over. Can I get that button? I can get that button. Oh. I was streaming, so I didn't get around to hear what you said about my level I sent. That's okay. You can jump earlier into the stream if you want to check that out. I will also be uploading the stream onto my channel as I do every other stream. So you can check it out there. Green does a 180 flip. Yeah, this is really cool conceptually. I would just recommend adding a little bit of stuff visually to keep it interesting, you know? So it's like pulsing to the music, something going on the black. Maybe you can add like some like technical stuff going on. It'll look really cool. The concept is there though. That's solid. I'd also add actually sound effects. That's another thing to recommend. Sound effects, like when you turn left, it activates a sound effect. Turn right, a slightly different sound effect. Turn 180, another slightly different sound effect. Jumping sound effect, or like landing. That would be really, really cool. But conceptually, you got a really good idea going on here. I'd love to see that get finished. Looks like you might have actually gotten it. No, it's not done yet. Okay. Love to see that get finished. Right. 4. Level 4 by Saverni. Who entered Dead God Cult? We all know Dead God Cult is one of the easiest mythics in the game, okay? I'm not going to play this right now. It's already rated. But you can play Dead God Cult if you want to. I'm going to skip it because I don't play rated levels in level request streams. But we do love Dead God Cult. Great level. Alright, 10. Silent GD. Necrosis. Not a lot of comments. I'm going to check this. I want to try my hand at creation. I've seen a lot of extreme levels from players, and they are very successful. I want to show them even weak creators can build something interesting. That is for sure a great sentiment. I'm going to double check, make sure this isn't anything that I don't want stream seeing. Apologies if it is a normal level. I just had bad experiences with that in the past. So I want to make sure this isn't one of those levels, you know. It appears to not be. It appears to be safe. Let me do that. Okay. Let me turn back on so y'all can see. Let's give this a try. Might be a bit too hard for me. We'll see. Oh, it's one of these spam core levels I'm not a huge fan of. Oh my goodness, this is way too hard for me. I will play this in the editor. So I can do no clip. Jesus. That's a hard level, man. Whew. Okay, I give this recommendation to a lot of new creators that attempt extremes, and it is do not attempt to build an extreme unless it's for fun. You don't need to prove anything, because building hard levels comes with time. Because when it becomes a time of playing, as you play and as you get better and better, then you can start experimenting around with, okay, is this work for a hard level? Does this not work? At the moment, this is really spam-based. And it's to the point where I think a lot of people will struggle to keep up, you know? So I would recommend starting with an easier level. An easier level that when people give you feedback on, it's easier to A, give feedback on, and B, also fix the fixes, you know? Because right now, my only recommendation would be to nerf it. It's really, really hard. And really, really fast. There's not a lot of reaction time. And like clicks like this are really, really difficult. You don't need to prove yourself that a newer creator can build extremes. It's rather prove to yourself that you can make a level that you find fun. And if this is what you find fun and you find you get fun from playing this, that's awesome. That's all you need to prove to, really. But yeah, I recommend easier levels first. As you get more comfortable building in the editor and building gameplay in the editor, then you can get to more and more difficult stuff. Because I also attempted really hard levels in the past. Let's just say my gameplay got a lot better when I focused on easier elements. And my gameplay got a lot better, a lot quicker in my levels when I focused on making sure the player had a great experience from it. Because extremes also should be a good experience. So I'd say work your way up to the difficulty. Start easier, then work your way up. That's how you can make a really enjoyable level for people to play. So it's good. It's just also really difficult, and that's nowhere near 9 stars. Yeah, start simple, work your way up. You don't have to prove to anybody you are a good creator if you believe in yourself. That's what I would recommend. All right. Up to 14 now. Let me change that. Number 4. Unknown to Live. Are they still in chat? Extreme X Step. You wanted to make a buffed version. Well, let's take a look at this buffed version. Let's see how much feedback I can give. Oh boy, yeah, that's buffed. I'd give the same feedback I just gave to the other guy. It's awesome you know to make a buff version, but this might be too buffed. If it's to the point where it's not, like, enjoyable to play, you've probably made something that's too hard. Because I'm of the opinion that enjoyability should be one of the main focuses of this game. If you enjoy this, that's awesome. At the moment, though, I'm not... Yeah, because, like, a lot of these buffs feel, like, not enjoyable, you know? Makes a cool ILL list, though. And there is a place for that, so... Okay, now that's cool. That adds some identity to your level. And that's something with buffed versions that's always hard to achieve, is identity. This adds a lot of identity to your level. I'm assuming this is for the ILL list. Is that just a wall you can't pass? Hold on, is that a Sakupin wall? Or is there a way above it? Oh, there's a way above it. Yeah, if you enjoy this and you enjoy making these, that's awesome. I would just say keep adding your own identity to it. That ship part did a great job adding identity. Yeah, I don't think a lot of this is possible, just in general. Oh, that invisible stuff's also a cool identity thing. Yeah. I don't know how much I like the ill list personally, but I do find impossible levels to be very funny. So, I should mark this down. Yeah, just keep adding identity to your own buffs. I like that you did that. That's honestly, I think, the best way to make impossible levels, in my opinion, is give some identity to them. Thanks for sharing it. All right, I rolled number 2. VYP. Gateway Prime. Gateway is disabled, catalyzes the apocalypse to become its savior, and the speedrunning parkour platformer. Create a control layout on mobile to play. LDM includes 3 performance modes. That's very interesting. Platformer is all you said. There is a link. It's an easy, medium, demon. Okay. Is there a practice mode on this? Out of curiosity? I guess we'll check. I'm on a keyboard. Wow. That is an impressive start screen. A tutorial, and then there's practice. This is so cool, man. Oh! Is this that puzzle plot? Is this based off of the puzzle plot that I played a while back? Try that again. I didn't realize that too. Chain double jumps into the wall for extra ability. Oh, it's player 2 controls. Oh, no. No. No! Use stomp charges to break. Okay. Oh, I mean, it is also up arrow. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, frick. Touch a nose will deactivate any other laser it's connected to. Okay. This is really cool. Like, man, it's so clean. Rebound. Walls with direct momentum in the opposite direction. Oh my goodness! That's so fun! Final level, congratulations. Good luck continuing. This is awesome, man. Replay Ghost. How do I move down? Oh. Cutscenes, okay. Practice. What's that? I didn't remember that in the tutorial. Oh. This is insane. That's incredible. Yeah, they made Gateway. That's an amazing puzzle plat. This is Gateway Prime. That is awesome. That I genuinely could contend for Legendary. Amazing. Amazing plat. That is so cool. Whoever sent me this level, I don't know if Mike actually sent it to me, but excellent. That is absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Right, number 4. Fred Bua. Back on Trap. And it's funny. I'm going to double check. There's not a lot of comments, so I'm going to double check, make sure this is safe for us. It looks safe. I also saw the trap, though, so y'all will have to be surprised by this. I think this is also going to be a level I'm going to have to switch to the editor for, but we will see. Did I forget to reopen it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me restart that. Nice! I like the subtle foreshadowing. That's cool. Could have been cool if we had like maybe an auto version for a little bit and then it ended, but funny. Funny level. Thanks for sharing. Number 3. Deadly Blockman is sent in a level. Funky Robots. Sequel to your most popular level, Crypto Funk. You said here, I wanted to make a fun and worthy sequel to my most popular level, Crypto Funk. I also wanted to make something that was very rated worthy when compared to my other works. I hope you enjoyed despite its short length. Alright, made in 3 days based off of Sean. Okay. Let us give it a look at. At the moment, these colors feel really saturated, like really, I guess, unsaturated. They don't. This color doesn't blend too well with the background, in my opinion. I'd maybe change it to a bit of a more mellow blue. That's a bit of a blind orb. I do like the arrow pointing to it, but still something to maybe take into account for. Overall, I'd actually recommend darker backgrounds. So that's something you notice a lot in Sean's levels is the backgrounds are pretty dark. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like the sync to the music. Part's really interesting. Maybe a little bit of more things in the air there, like more clouds, kind of sell the sky vibe, you know? Camera uses are subtle, which is great. Adding a lot of spice there. Yeah. And I would recommend making that maybe a little bit longer. But wait, is it rated? Yeah. That's excellent. That's really good. Again, I think I'm not sure if it's quite at rate level yet. I think perhaps there needs to be a little bit more because right now the blocks and background aren't like working hand in hand, you know? So I'd recommend maybe adding a little bit to the blocks color-wise to kind of let it work with the background instead of being two separate units. And then as well as including more background details. Gameplay, I think, solid, other than maybe that one blind jump. So I think you're good on that. It's just a matter of getting that deco and the between the background and the foreground kind of like matched up together, you know? Thank you for sharing it, though. I appreciate it. Give me 1 second to text my girlfriend here before we move on. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, just some stuff to take into consideration. You don't have to accept any of my feedback. That goes for everybody. But just kind of sharing what I see. All right, number 10. This was NLK testing the form. Okay. He didn't even enter a level, so. Number 6. 2 foot AP official? I'm not sure how to say that name, but 2F tap official. Okay. Let's see what you said here. 1 to 5. It's about your favorite creator. Poop post about my favorite creator. There's no comments, so I'm going to look at it in the editor. Give me a second. It looks okay. I just saved it. Hold on. I want to save that. All right, let me turn it back on. It looks like it's going to be okay. Hard to tell entirely, but... Catch an audio visualizer. Interesting. I picked the wrong audio visualizer. Oh dear. Not sure how we would do it to get the correct... Actually, we could do this. And then show hitboxes. So we can figure it out. Oh. I grabbed an audio visualizer, apparently. Interesting. That's cool. I'm not sure what I did, but that's really cool. I like the two endings. That's creative. All right, number 2 in the form. The Buzz GD. I pulled their level. See you, Daily Blockman. Thanks for being in the stream and helping out the chat. I appreciate it. This level is rated. I haven't beaten it though yet, so maybe do a bit of star grinding here. You like my menu song? Yeah, I always use that. It's always like if I play a bad level and I exit out to the menu, it's like it's all a joke, so I don't feel angry. Oh yeah, I've seen this level before. It's not a bad 1.9 level at all. I don't know why they said that in the description. Glad to see it got rated too. That's awesome. I think that's all player color, so... Yeah, this is an excellent 1.9 level. I don't know if the arrows are added in post or not, but they do help a lot with the gameplay readability. Yeah, that level's fine. Got some stars out of that too. I think the only bad part is it's really short. This level ain't trash at all. This is a good 1.9 level. Why is this getting so much hate? That's good. Y'all in chat, you need to support this. That's absurd that it gets so much hate from that. That's not bad at all. What the hell? That's a great level. Okay. Also, if you ever want to know how to get a song set as your menu song, all you gotta do is go to your options, click on your saved songs, find the song you want to use. Let's say I want to use... Oh, I'm not gonna have that song up here anymore. Where is it? Where'd you go? Not that far. There it is. Say I want to use Meatball Parade. All I gotta do is click on More and check Menu. You could also check Practice to make it your practice song. You check Menu, you'll get it. Alright, I need to mute real fast. Alright, I'm back. My family just got back from a hockey game. So, this is the song I'm using, Meatball Parade by Kevin MacLeod. MacLeod, I don't know how you say that name, but that's the song. It's not working. Did you get the song? Did you click the saved? Did you go all the way to the song? You gotta click more, check menu. Don't click use, you gotta click more, then click menu. You would also need the music unlocker, yeah. So if you click more and this is not here, you need to unlock it in the secret shop. I don't know why Rob Tupp locked menu music behind that. I think that's a little stupid, but... Alright. Perfect. Number 7... Didn't I already... Have I played an Alex Birder level today? Maybe not. No, I did. Normally I don't like playing this, so... I don't like playing levels that were submitted by people twice in a stream, but I'll do it just because we don't have that many levels, so... GD Bounce! Get that off. Alright. That's how I feel about the gray filter. Also, there's no hitbox in that block. You might want to make a fix for that. Okay, yeah. These colors don't really work together. That's a really, really saturated yellow. That's really hard to make colors that work for. So I'd recommend maybe making it a little less orange, you know, and especially adding blending to the glow on the blocks. Really like the particle usage there. I maybe make the particles flying by a little bit more yellow to kind of match that desert vibe you're going for. Yeah, pretty cool. I'd also recommend making it longer. I always love to see longer levels, so... Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're fine. Just keep in mind in future, I will normally skip those, so... Don't feel offended if I skip it because I played a different level. But yeah, I recommend working on the colors in that green background. Maybe making the yellow a little bit of a different shade because it's a little harsh at the moment. And also just add some more deco. Fill in some of that space if you'd like, if you want to. 9. Okay, I think I already played an Amazing Buildman level today as well. Oh, let me check. Did I? No, I played a Deadly Blockman level. Okay, we did not play one of these. Perfect. Hey, that is you! End of an era! Final send-off to 2.1, biggest project in the game. No credit points yet, so... Let me take a look what you said in chat. Over 2 years old at this point, made it to the very end of 2.1, but it's the most recent level I made, and I'm still pretty proud of it. It's meant to be a tribute to Update 2.1, and all the great times that made it so memorable. 3.5 minutes long. Okay, so we're looking for 2.1 nostalgia. I have some of that, so... Why not we check it out? I would love me some 2.1 nostalgia. Feels a bit like pre-2.1 nostalgia right now, but that's okay.
Here I go again, searching through the depths of my mind. What will I find? I thought I made...
Oh, that's so cool. The wind adds a lot there. those wind particles add so much, and so the structuring is excellent.
What will I find?
Yeah, I'd label this as like a pre 2.1 and 2.1 nostalgia, because there's a lot of like pre 2.1 elements going here, because it is an end of an era. Hang on one sec.
Shaky knees and sweaty palms. I don't know what's going on. Serotonin syndrome flowing through my blood tonight. Shaky knees and sweaty palms. I don't know what's going on. Serotonin syndrome.
Sorry about that. All right, I've been playing this muted while someone was upstairs. Really, really cool so far. Yeah, I was muted for a little bit. I should be unmuted now, right? Yeah. So the city part, I'd recommend having some of those windows, the yellow windows, flash a little bit just to add a little bit more energy to it. But this has all been wonderful so far. Now, I did hear a not so good word earlier in the song, and that becomes a point of contention. Does levels with bad words, should they be rated? Because this level is excellent, and that is the only thing that has got to maybe consider this not being rate worthy, you know? Because I've seen levels, even like Epic Featured awarded, that use a curse word that got past the system, and I'm pretty sure curse words are a frowned upon thing inside levels. Yeah. But so we do have 2.2 now, Amazing Buildmans. So you could maybe substitute that section out with a different part of the song. Now that it's 2.2, give it a little bit of an update. Something to think about, maybe. If you don't want to do that, I understand, for nostalgia reasons. Wow, that's impressive. Some of the designs are a little bit underwhelming, but that's okay because we have a lot of switch-ups. And it's your nostalgia, so it really depends what you find nostalgic. You like this part. I do too. Love the callback to what's happened early in the level. Everything's just like so smoothly done. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a wonderful level. I would send that for feature, but I'd also have to consider the curse word, you know? Because it's not like you wrote the word anywhere in the level, it's just in the song. So that's one of those things that's like debatable for me, you know? So yeah, as a mod, that would be tricky for me to assess. I think I would still send it. Koav, you'd be surprised. I think it is in the mod code of conduct that you gotta watch out for swear words, because I've seen several mods be like, I can't send due to the swears, you know? And that's something you have to consider as someone who's helping get levels seen. Because the level is a fantastic project. But it's just one word. So I would still probably send it regardless. I don't think that whole project should be doomed because of a singular word that was kind of out of their control, you know? Yeah, wonderful level. I would love to see that get rated. Moon, Lucas SVD. I don't know, I just made this level. Alright, well, I'm gonna quickly... Oh, I can't check this level. How'd you do that? Oh yeah, they entered... I think this level's okay. They entered my contest. It should be fine. Why is my menu music Meatball Parade? Because I love this song. And funny part, here's the deal. If I play a level that I hate and I exit out to the menu, I have a rage. I hear this song and it's like, it's all a joke anyway. My mood's uplifted. I love this as a menu song. It makes this game feel so silly and I don't take it as seriously. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play through this real fast. Without y'all seeing it, just make sure it's safe. I don't want to run the risk of whatever happened that one time. Okay, it's safe. Let me show you on screen. Alright, so what I gathered from my first playthrough is this was a first level, and I checked their profile, it was their first level. Because the obvious being the blocks not being amazing, that's something that I think is just attributed to it being a first level, you know? So, blocks I would definitely recommend giving some thought to. But gameplay is honestly pretty baller. The gameplay is pretty fun. All things considered. It's pretty easy to read. Pretty fun to play through. There's also a lot of pulsing. Maybe it could work with the music a little bit better. And I definitely think the level could be a little longer. But yeah, I think just working on the designs. Yeah. Doesn't look terrible for a first level. Yeah, for sure. I don't know if any of y'all ever seen my first level, but I can show you real fast. This is the first level I uploaded. It wasn't like a mini challenge that I got deleted from the auto system. I made this in 2.0. And it was also one of my very few boss fights. Isn't that wonderful? This is back when I was a green user, so my name was Happy Skull. That's some Scully up lore there. I used to be known as Happy Skull before I got an account. So, yeah, that is nothing to be proud of, but yeah, first levels are certainly interesting. I think they still tell a lot, and that's something I love seeing. Yeah, I used to be known as Happy Skull back when my account was unregistered. Base after Redux. No comments, so I'm gonna have to check this in the editor. For a remake of a main levels with new parts for a player to experience, this level contains flash and mirror portal to disable flash at the start. Alright, very cool. A Redux of base after base. Let me check it real fast, just make sure it's safe. Yeah, feel free to put it on the iceberg. Okay, looks to be safe. So I will turn this back on. Let's give it a playthrough. Very subtle additions. I like that. I like the... Yeah, it's very flashy. I would actually even recommend maybe doing something a little different with the designs, you know? Like, that's cool. Changing the designs up just a little bit. Make it something interesting. Like that. That was a good block. Do that with, like, all the blocks. Because that really makes it yours, you know? At the moment, it kind of just feels like base after base with added elements from future updates. The mirror portal's a good touch, but still doesn't feel like your level, you know? Really strive to make it your own creation. E. Speaking about E, I have been meaning to see Iron Lung before it disappears from the theaters. I'm quite interested, even though I've never watched Markiplier, I'm quite interested in seeing that. Well, I can't say that. My girlfriend showed me the Markiplier Iron Lung game playthroughs. But both of us want to see that movie before it leaves theaters. Yeah, I'd recommend adding more stuff to make that your own. New designs, more interesting things, you know? At the moment, it's a decent remake. It just kind of feels a little half baked, half done, you know? So I'd recommend adding more stuff to really make it your own. Alright. Need more epilepsy warnings. Oh, they did give quite a few and they have a no flash key, so. Why the fancy text? I can't even put that text in here. Hold on, 1330. 130. Oh, there's a dislike, and there's nobody who's ever seen it. Alright, we're shutting this off. Let me look at it in the editor. Yep, good thing I did that. That's not appropriate for stream. Stream crashed too. Hang on. Let me get the stream pulled back up. This is why I check. Yeah, we're back up and running, I think. Yeah, no more incidents. I'll probably also... There might be a chance I delete the VOD too. Just don't want anyone clicking that ID, you know. This is why we check. No more incidents. Yeah, this just says fun, not finished. Tidal Cove. Okay. I'm going to check this one as well. Give me a second. I'm going to skip this one as well. It's not anything bad. It's just an exact copy of Tidal Wave. Okay. Oh, that's my... Don't pay attention to that level that I have. Alright, let's see if we can actually get something that I can give feedback on. Chill layouts. Once again, I'm going to check this one, so give me a second. Holy heck, what is going on in this editor? I think this one's okay. And it is crazy. Holy. Let's give this a try. Am I still black screened? Take a look. So that's guides you, I believe, on what's going on next. I would recommend fixing these layering problems right here. Maybe changing the ground entirely if you're going to have stuff popping up at the bottom. This looks really messy, but the concept so far is really cool. Love the flipping cubes. Oh, I think I messed it up. No idea what type of mode I am. Ooh, this part's not practice friendly. So this cube is really on. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, this part is really not practice friendly at all. I'm gonna switch on hitboxes and see if I can figure out what's going on there. I indeed cannot figure out what's going on here. What? What is going on? I don't know if I can play through the rest of this, honestly. I'm confused. What's happening? I'll do it one more time before I go to the editor. No idea what's going on there. So it guides to... But what am I? Yo, I don't have the foggiest idea what's going on in this level, I'm gonna be honest. I would fix whatever that is. Whatever that part is that's so unpractice friendly, because I don't know if I can play through that right now. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I am pretty terrified at 2.2 editors, man. What? Really, really cool. I don't know what's going on in that section, you know? 3. Alright, it just says nice. The Nightmare Sky. Looks to be alright. Gonna check real fast anyway. Looks like someone streamed all the problems. Yeah, it looks fine. Let us give it a try. The Nightmare Sky. All right. So my first recommendation is those saws don't really work with what you're going for. So I would recommend changing those saws to more, maybe adding some white elements in it to help blend it, clouds around it, or maybe changing the saws entirely. So something that you know that fits a little bit more with the theme that you're going for. And also maybe add some connections showing that the saws, hey, they're still connected somewhere. They're not just floating in the sky. And if they're floating in the sky, some particles to maybe show that, hey, we're floating with using air or something, you know? The blending clouds look really good when mashed together here. When they're up by themselves, not so much, but nice particle usage there. I think in general, it could use a little bit more to fill the space, as well as maybe some more movement. That's a really cool moon there. Instead of just having a plain gray block here, maybe add a little bit of something inside it. Like, is it a building? Add some windows. Or is it just like a giant gray pillar? Maybe add some cracks and stony looking things to make it really look like what you're trying to get it to be. I love the balloon mode here. I think these structures should move, add some movement, as well as add more to the design. The designs being just blank kind of makes it feel a little bit less better executed. We switched to a blue balloon. Hard to see it. I think there should be more clouds in the background too. And once again with the saws, make sure they make sure they're there for a purpose, you know? They're not just floating in space. Maybe they're like planes, or maybe they're connected via giant pillars. Or maybe even just clouds, you know? Once again, I'm filling some space here. Ooh, a red balloon now. I love the color coding of the balloons. That's so good. Let's go up there, a little unclear, but yeah. Not the strongest ending. Maybe you're still working on it though, but I like it. Really cool. Yeah, that's chill. Not sure. Nightmare Sky doesn't work entirely well with that, but it's pretty fun. Oh, it's not a demon at all. 9-star. Sorry. Thank you for sharing it. That is an awesome level. Number 2. Koav has sent in a level. Spots to Part 2. Layout, you thought we were going to turn into a full level, but I don't know how to. Or maybe I can give you some suggestions. Alright, I trust Koav enough that I don't need to check. Koav said, I originally made this level because I like the song. I wanted to try making good gameplay 2.2 stuff, like zoom triggers and free mode. Awesome. So experimenting around with some 2.2 things in a layout form. We'll take a look. Like that movement stuff. Camera movements seem really smooth, all things considered. There is some... It's smooth leading in, but there's also some between the camera moves. I've seen some like snapping. So I would make sure that if you're using like just ease in or ease out, that you also have like a extra camera move that kind of eases the transition between the two, you know? 'Cause at the moment there's some snappiness, but like a lot of it's really smooth. This layout's really fun. Good use of the glitch filter there. And thank you for noting the head blocks and the sliding blocks. That orb's a little blind. I'd maybe change that a little bit, but that's really cool. That's super fun. Yes, the Scully upstream. So, Koav, I would recommend, if you want to turn this into a full level, think about what the song represents to you, okay? So, it's called Spots 2. I'm getting like a kind of an airy feeling from it. So, you might want to consider maybe some mellow, almost light designs that maybe include spots in it. And I would say the spots need to be subtle, not like black polka dots on a bright blue, but like something like some subtle spots. And yeah, go from there. There's a lot of stuff you can do by playing around with that. Really fun. Really, really fun. I think there's a couple of snapping camera controls in the beginning there, but the rest were really, really smooth. Yeah. This layout plays really nicely. All right. Number 4. Funny Fart, you enter level. Akaba Crackdown. Clutterfunk if it was awesome. Yeah, you've been making a level series, right? Yes. So this is your Clutterfunk level in your series. Awesome. Clutterfunk remake. We'll see that. How it is. Because the thing with remakes is you got to keep them close enough to the level, but also doing your own thing. So we'll see what you did here. Yeah, so far pretty close to the Clutterfunk level. Working really well, nice with the song as well. Yeah, I can see how just the thought of this song kind of erupted onto the canvas here. This is a great choice for a Electrodynamics remake. I'd push those saws down a little bit. But that's some good song sync right there. Nice work with that.
Electronic music is really becoming serious.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a banger. Really smooth gameplay, and it felt really, really similar to Clutterfunk. You did use your own stuff with it though, which is good. So I'd even recommend even trying some other stuff. I understand that this is like a Rob Top remake, very close to it, and I liked a lot of the elements to it. You did a really, really good job with the Clutterfunk remake, but I'd always recommend even making it your own a little bit more. But that is entirely up to you. I think you did an excellent job with what you wanted to do. Nice work. It felt like a more fun Clutterfunk, so you definitely met that in that regard. Okay, this person, I'm naming 24 Fix, looks to be okay. And they said, think I just want to take a break from fast gameplay and the music is peak. Classic 1 to 5. All right, let's take a look. I'd recommend changing the designs, personally. I mean, it's up to you if you want to do a 1.0 style. I don't like 1.0 style with like modern features, you know. But entirely personal choice. Gradient trigger looks really nice. At the beginning here, I'd recommend putting spikes at the bottom, just letting the player know it's deadly, because right now, a little unclear in that, you know. Why is my auto retry not on? I'll need to check on that, but yeah, that'd be my recommendation. Put some spikes at the bottom, maybe change the block designs. Otherwise, the layout's really fun. Thanks for sharing that. That looks really awesome. Really fun to play. All right, we're kind of speeding through these. Only got 7 levels left. And I pulled number 7. Electri Speed 69 has given us a level. Unfinished 5 star 3. Let's give it a try. Okay. So I'm guessing this is an unfinished project. I'm betting you're planning on adding in background changes and ground changes at some point. So I'll just base it off of what I see so far. Let me actually restart so I can get some feedback there. Yeah. The block designs, I'm not sure if those work entirely. I might recommend you experiment around a little bit more. At the moment, they kind of look a little like the blues don't really work together, you know? I really liked the rotation. That was really cool. And maybe instead of just stars, maybe include another thing to mix it up, you know? Keep it fresh. I like the faces on the saws. Those look really cool. Gameplay-wise, really fun so far. Seems to work well with the music, too. My phone is exploding right now with messages. Sorry. Those are distracting me. I like how you switch between like the arpeggiator and the melody in that gameplay. That part looked really cool. The spikes movement is really awesome. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. I'd experiment around with some designs away from the grid blocks. Maybe take a look at some blending colors, see if you can really get something going there. That is really fun. Very fun level. You got a lot of potential there. All right. Let me take a look at my phone and see what my girlfriend's needs me to attend to. All right. 2. Unfinished level I made a year ago that I decided to finish. Okay. Underwater. Oh boy. What is the difficulty? Easy, medium, demon. All right, well, let's give this a play. This looks exciting. Not what I was expecting. I was not expecting this kind of style. This is a very odd mix of like old style with new elements. It's trying to show off a theme, but the theme is not trying to like be entirely representative of it. Instead, it's trying to be like an old style thematically. This gameplay is fun. Like if someone was doing a theme from like an old version of the game. It's very curious. I've not really seen many levels that are like this. But man, this is fun. I actually really like this a lot. It's so unique in its construction, and it works perfectly with its song. Oh, not supposed to jump there. This the level this reminds me the most of is Dancing Moon Man by Josh, or ex-Josh, whatever his name was. That's so cool. Like, you don't see this kind of style anymore. I would definitely send that. That might be a hot take for some people, but that is really well done in a style that's honestly really hard to pull off well. I would probably still send it for a rate because there is a lot of like, there's some visual inconsistencies, but really fun. Not a whole lot I can say that detracts from it. Perhaps visually, maybe a little bit. But no, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, gonna do a few more here. I pulled number 7. Billy Steak has entered a level. Evil Guy boss fights. Very story-driven 5 minutes. Solo 6-star. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. Mwaha, me evil. He looks evil. Ooh. Oh, he comes back? No! I'd maybe add some spikes on the floor and ceiling. That's just a preference, though. I like how you were able to snap him back into place. Maybe some movement into that snap would be nice. So it's not as abrupt, you know? And I think visually there could be some improvements with like the composition. Infinite loop. So right now everything just being a solid color, and the colors don't really work well together either. That could definitely be improved upon. Give some experimentation. The other thing is the gameplay as well. Kind of just center of the screen gameplay like this can be pretty boring. So I'd spice it up. Add some structures that aren't like boss handled, you know? Just some like pillars or something. I bored. Oh, I forgot to check. For fun, had no other ideas. Okay. I can definitely see how it's the fun. Yeah. Making boss fights like this can be very fun. Oh boy. That's a little tricky. I guess the other thing would be like have some fun with the animations on him. Like when he's sending those guys out, maybe he spins, you know? Gonna just mash up there. I don't know if that's intentional. You might want to fix that if it's not. I hang on the bottom here? Let's see if I can hang on the bottom. I cannot hang on the bottom. Just keep mashing up top. Alright, you win. Oh, the mash is intentional? Okay. Then keep it. Yeah. I would recommend maybe filling in some of the space because just having it go like this can be pretty boring. And if there's one thing you don't want to do, it's to bore your players, you know? Unless that's the intentional point, so. Yeah, because this can come off as rather boring at the moment. So I know you made this for fun, and that is all good. If you wanted to make this for other people to enjoy as well, I would recommend maybe adding a little bit more stuff going on. just to like keep it interesting, you know. Change up the background, change up pulsing the music, all that good stuff. He wants a rematch. Oh, he's got some new attacks too. Look at those wave skills. He's trembling in fear. We don't talk about that. He saw nothing. My spikes didn't work. No, they did not. Totally not at all. Here is my brother. Oh boy. Wahami Evil 2. Uh-oh. I got a brother too. Yeah, you better be afraid. Nintendo Switch Bros. I scared. You better be. Wait, bro. Alright, you win. For real this time. There's still 10% of the level. Uh-oh, the bros spikes are still here. $230 objects, 10 colors, and 36 groups. Really cool. Who is he? Why is he here? Yeah. Pretty cool. Again, I'd recommend maybe adding some more stuff so that it's not boring to the players, but yeah. I can see you had fun making that. Thanks for sharing it. All right, got time for probably like 2 more. Chaikin submitted another. I'm going to skip it for this stream just so we can get to someone who hasn't had a chance yet. Hope you don't mind, Chaikin. First level test. All right, well, let me turn off our screen and see if this is okay. Let me play it in practice mode here real fast. I'm testing now. Give me a second, y'all. I'm still checking to make sure it's okay. I think it's okay. All right, let's go to play. Oh, I forgot to. Let me read this. Get feedback on my level making skills. Okay. Pretty basic in designs. That's okay if they were going for that. You got some pretty. I like to see that you're testing out gameplay concepts. That is always something that you want to be doing. Find what you enjoy. Like those blue pad things are fun to play. Now that gap is a little hard. I would recommend maybe moving that red orb a little closer, or moving the gap a little closer to you. You know. But right now it's pretty fun. I would definitely say that some, maybe some decoration, exploration is needed. Okay, interesting. Little difficult to read there. And oh my goodness. Yeah, this is what we would call a choke point. I would recommend not adding this to your level, because that is hard. That is not easy, man. This can lead to some fun being lost in your level, you know? And your gameplay was pretty good up to this point, so... Yeah, because that's ridiculous. Even if you get past that, the descending section, you also have to watch out. That's got to be close to like a frame perfect. Oh, I can't ignore the damage either, huh? Yeah, can't really go any farther than that, so... Don't include that in your level. Don't include frame perfects like that. So. Yeah, no, I already got a way to combat that. You don't need to worry. Yeah, so I would recommend not in making your levels easier than harder. Alright. I will play one more level. Higher layouts. No comments, so I am going to black screen real fast. Take a look. Practice is recommended. Real fast playthrough here. It looks like it's all fine. I just want to be on the safe side. I appreciate y'all being patient while I check this. I think it's all good. All right, let's give it a play. They said, don't know, as their description, so. It's a layout. And for what I've played, a pretty fun one, all things considered. On chat. Okay. Yeah, I'd add some spikes in this part for the layout because it's pretty skippable right now. Wait, I'm not supposed to be at this speed. What happens? Oh, did I miss? Oh, there's a speed change there. Okay, you can miss that speed change. You should move that up to fill the gap. There we go. So move that invisible speed change to make sure that it fills the gap. Else people are going to do what I just did. Really fun. Really fun level. Yeah. I think that's fun. Just make sure that your speed changes cover the entire gap so we don't have anyone accidentally skipping it. So, all right. So I'm going to have to end stream here because it's getting pretty late for me. So thank you for attending the stream. I appreciate it, y'all. And I will see y'all later. Hopefully, I plan on streaming sooner. I wanted to stream on Thursday. I just didn't have the time. So I will try to stream sooner. I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.